Hi, welcome to the 6th episode of the series. Today, grenade launchers. We're going to be looking to answer two questions. Which frame is best for PvE, and how they compare to each other. Okay, let's take a look at them and see where some can be found. First up, lightweight frames. The most common frame, and the fastest average reloading. With their remote detonation can be used in creative ways like bouncing around corners. Commonly used for blinding enemies, but this does reduce the damage output. Next, wave frames. Shots when hit the ground let out a wave of damage in that direction. Very popular for ad clear, as it deals the same damage all the way down the wave. And lastly, the double fire frames. This grenade launcher launches 2 rounds at the same time, and acts as the same as the lightweights in behaviour. This unique double barrel approach is interesting, but can be unpredictable, as is common for them to bounce off at different angles. Okay, let's take a look at how these compare to each other. Okay, these are a single shot weapon, so do require a reload after every shot, unless having perks that automatically reload or overflow the magazine. But we're looking at just the base frame to see what they're working with. Here we can see the single shot damage, and no surprise, double fires do very well here, coming up at an 18% higher than the single rounded lightweights. Wave frames are behind here as well, due to them not really being able to land an impact to the target. But the way they work, they most certainly make up for their ability to consistently hit multiple targets in one wave. Looking at the reserves, nothing changes here, due to the reserve sizes of all the grenade launchers being identical. This causes the damage available in reserves to match the single shot differences. So let's look at their damage profiles then. Seeing that the double fire frames put out the most in single shot, their longer reload times bring the DPS back quite a bit. Yes, the only weapon that has this frame does have the origin perk that will help with reload speeds, but here we look at the frame itself without any perks, so we're discounting that part. But keep it in mind, as the additional reload would increase the potential output. As we can see, the lightweights take the top spot now, by 8%. Now, if the double fire's origin perk is active, it could likely make up more than this, so keep that in mind. Wave frames are actually only 20% behind, which, to be perfectly honest, I was shocked at how well they did without impact damage. But lightweights are looking really good here. Something I discovered with the testing is that blinding, or now known as disorientating grenades, actually do a good chunk less damage. I haven't pulled the exact details of the numbers, but we'll be looking at this in the future, where we'll be deep diving into some perks and how they impact weapons. Okay, so what am I thinking to do with this information? Personally, from doing the testing and seeing the results, I've been really enjoying the lightweights. And after switching off of blinding nades on some of them, I have rediscovered some of their damage potentials. But really depending on what content I'm facing, blinding is great for utility. In the kinetic slot, we have Pardon Our Dust, a craftable kinetic with the access of blinding, and New Pacific Epitaph, a stasis wave frame. And believe I'm likely to lean towards the wave frame here, as is great as an ad clear weapon. Energy slot, if wanting a wave frame here for ad clear, no doubt Forbearance is fantastic. Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction is incredible. And if wanting to have something that hits a little harder, I'll likely go for a lightweight, as the double fires are great and all, but their unpredictability when bouncing shots can be frustrating. So Prodigal Returns has become one of my favourites here. With spike nades and vault shot, this thing hits hard. And an honourable mention to Salvage's Salvo, an older ritual grenade launcher, but it has Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction. Right, over to you. What do you think of the results? How are you using grenade launchers recently? Let me know in the comments section, as I'm curious what other people are using. If you're new here, this is the second series looking into differences between the frames. This season covering special weapons. This is the final weapon type of the specials, so if you're curious about the other specials, check out the channel, as there's a playlist there with all of them together. We have already completed the primary weapons, So if you want to know about them as well, you can find that also in the same playlist. Thank you so much for watching, and if you could, a like on the video would be greatly appreciated, or even a comment, as it goes a long way to be able to support the channel. Anyways, that's all from me this week, so I'll catch you next week, and remember, never let your tea go cold.